And welcome back to Let's Play Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. Last time, we unlocked the remaining secret character classes of the game, passed a bill to unlock the next bonus chapter, and did a little bit of item worlding. This time around, there have been no changes since the previous part. I have tested out the bonus chapter to see if our characters could clear it, and I had a rousing success in doing so. So we are all set to do the next bonus chapter, Alternate Netherworld. This is a pretty long one. I've mentioned previously, a lot of the bonus chapters in Disgaea Hour of Darkness are kind of laid out like, you go in, you see what you have to deal with, you go and get characters who are able to handle that, and then you just do that so on until you are able to clear the final maps of it. I have done all the preparations we need to get this done in one fell swoop, so we don't have to worry about that. So this first chapter is, or this first map is pretty unique. We start in a central area detached from all the enemies in it, so we can kind of take this at our own pace. There are two ways you can handle this. First, and the most obvious way, is to just have a decently powerful magic caster just go around the edges of the map and blast the enemies with high power magic. All the guys here, not too strong, level 110, level 130, nothing we can't handle. The other way, of course, is to throw our units onto these areas here. So let's see. I want to throw Laharl over here. We can hit these guys with a Blazing Knuckle. Guns, of course, with Levi over here. That is another option for taking some of these guys out. And let's also throw Marina onto one of the platforms over there. Just get her all set and ready to take some of these guys out. Yep. Just making sure I can actually hit these guys no problem. Fortunately, Marina does not have any AoE that allows her to hit multiple enemies from that position, but that's no problem. So we'll wipe out these guys with Blazing Knuckle, shoot down some of these guys. And we should actually be set to take the rest of these guys out the next turn. This first map kind of lowballs it. Enemies not that much stronger than what you'd expect to fight in the human world, honestly. Okay, as long as the counters proc, and Harls did. And yes, alright, sweet. Alright, so let's send Marina on to take out this guy up here. Looks like we're going to have to take a couple more turns to finish this off. Okay, Laharl's just going to chill out over there. If you want to get your guys back to the central unit, of course, you have to chuck a thrower over there to toss them back. We'll have Karine just carpet bomb the platform with Star. Then the next turn, we'll throw her over and have her take out the final guy. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, the way I plan to handle this, there isn't really any way I can do these post-game chapters without being at least a little over-prepared for some of them. So these first couple ones are not that interesting, even though they have relatively unique layouts. Although, I've mentioned, again, this is something I mentioned previously, doing a diagonal throw there. The post-game chapters in this game don't really do much with geo effects, which became a pretty huge aspect of post-game chapters in future games in the series. We honestly do not even need to heal up after that. We've got so much SP at this point. We didn't even take any damage there. Next one is Hall of Sin. This is another pretty standard level. This one we just kind of trundle forward and come across strong enemies. These guys are so weak in comparison to us, we can just hit them with normal attacks, no problem. Now I'll just be having Laharl, Marina, and Levi heading up that way. We're going to have Karin blast one of these guys with magic and then toss her over and start working the back line of the enemies. Yeah, this one also not that complicated. Again, we're over-prepared for this, and that's just how it's going to be for some of these. So we don't really have to worry about anything that we're coming across. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Marina just come over this way, do a wind cutter to take this guy out. We're going to have Levi come up, and we're just going to shoot this guy. Laharl will go up and hopefully, well actually no, I can just have him wind cutter this guy, and I don't know if he's close enough to bait this death here, but if he is, all the better. And let's just have one of our thrower thieves come in, and we'll have Karine blast another enemy with magic in the back line. And again, nothing too fancy here. Let's see, just need a little bit more range. Yeah, range for days with magic casters. They're so good in the post-game because of that. Plus, just the 200% bonus they get when they have enough weapon mastery with stabs. It makes their skills so much more powerful, even if their raw stats are relatively close to what your other characters are capable of. I think to compensate for that a bit, the damage bonuses that weapons get for their skills. Those go a bit stronger than magic, but it takes so long to level up skills in this game that I don't really consider that a good advantage. And we're able to finish this off this turn. Let's see, I'm gonna have Yoinky Sploink come out. He doesn't have anything he needs to steal, but he has an or he has enough shoes on that he can throw Marina over to finish this guy off. And that'll be this map taken care of. Again, nothing too complicated. Next map we're getting into, the enemies are going to be a bit closer to actually threatening us, but I think I still, with the Inferno, or the Infernal armors that I built up for my characters, they're not going to be too much of a threat to us. So, got a Manticore type enemy here. I'm going to have Karin do a 3x3 Carpet Bomb with Gigastar to take this out. And we're going to have Laharl come over here, and we're going to use Meteor Impact. They'll hit through the pillar and get that... what is the name of that, or class of that demonic suit through there. And then we'll just end the turn there. I'm going to make sure my characters are facing towards the enemies so that if they come in for attacks, they won't get any penalties or increased damage or increased crit rate on the enemy from being hit at their backside. Yeah, I do kind of wish that some of the maps did more interesting stuff, like Cave of Ordeals 5 requiring the two, 6-range throwers to actually complete. But the post-game maps in Hour of Darkness are interesting in their own way due to how they actually are like actual chapters of the game, having multiple maps to go through. Pretty much every game after this, the only world that actually like stayed a world is the Cave of Ordeals. And you have to go through multiple levels of the Cave of Ordeals to unlock that. Otherwise, post-game chapters are pretty much strictly a one-and-done thing. You unlock them, and then you're good to go there. Alright, so these guys actually conveniently line themselves up pretty nicely, so we're just going to have Marina do a Dimension Slash there. And clean these guys up. Very simple map. Everything, I probably could have done this faster if I deployed more people on the first turn, but I kind of want to approach this in a way to show off like what the safe way to approach these maps is if you're going into these with weaker characters or characters that you just got ready for them. So we want to approach this as if, from the perspective that we're trying to minimize as much damage as possible. Of course, maybe that demonstration is a bit misguided, since I'm well aware most people going through the maps in these games is probably just going to build up a singular powerful character, probably Laharl, and just have them chunk through everything. Alright, next map, and this one's a pure stat check. This is Malefic Seal, and again, no geo effects. There are 3 high-level dragons, a level 900 Tiamat, and 2 level 750 Azidahakas, so just gotta deal with these guys. To start this off, I'm gonna have Laharl just come here, bait them out, and we'll see how they decide to arrange themselves and what kind of AoE we can nail them with. Alright, let me see. What are these guys weak to? Always good when we get those counterattacks there. Remember, using the defend command reduces your counter stat by 2, so if you have anything less than a counter stat of 3, you cannot counter at all when using the defend command. Okay, conveniently, this guy is weak to fire, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have Laharl throw out a Blazing Knuckle. We're going to have Karin nail these guys with Omega Fire. Might have to contend with the res bug reducing the damage, but that's not a big deal if one of these guys survives. We're gonna have Marina come out, and you know what? Just to make sure, what's this guy weak to? He's weak to wind, so we're gonna use Inferno, or let's see, before starting the combo, we're gonna deploy the Skull Squad here. Where are they? I keep passing by them. There they are. Think I'd be able to recognize those names, but sometimes I'm just going through this too fast. We're just gonna throw out a few Bravehearts at Marina to make sure she does enough damage to this guy. We're gonna have Levi nail him with Inferno. I don't believe there's a spell that actually increases the hit stat in this game. They did introduce one going forward with Disgaea 2 on, but I can't recall, I don't recall offhand if there's any spell that has a similar effect in this game. I haven't seen it in a while. There's Shield and Magic Wall, which boost your defense and res, but I don't think there's like a one that boosts hit. Alright, so with all these Braveheart boosts, and this is going very well, actually. We can nail this guy with Inferno, and then the Night Sever should have enough bonus from both the Bravehearts and the combo that we're doing here that Marina will be able to take this guy down, no problem. That's the working theory, anyway. Again, if you're doing a single-character blitz strategy, Braveheart is invaluable to you. Just have 4 casters who cast it on your single powerful character. That'll give them good mileage. Oh, man. Maybe I should have cast more Bravehearts there. Well, my mages are about to get destroyed, but that's okay. We'll get to see a good example of how much damage the enemies can deal at this point. Dragonic Flare. I believe that hits in a square around the dragon. Oh, wow. Levi's Infernal Armor. How much defense does he have? Oh, 24,000 defense against 9, almost 10,000 attack. Yeah, that's not going for you, buddy. Alright, we can finish this guy off with a Hurricane Slash. Let's Marina regain her honor here. Good stuff, good stuff. We are doing good here, and we are already at the end of the alternate netherworld, so we are all set for Warrior Maiden. And this is the one where we actually do want to restore for. I didn't take any HP damage, but just in theory, if we did, we'd want to restore here. And we are going to take on a very, very powerful boss character in this chapter, so let's check this out. In the Warrior Maiden fight, we get something unique for some of the post-game chapters. We actually get a cutscene here. This one has no voice acting, sadly, though there is one that does. But it is Prié. Prié is the main character of, basically, I want to say Disgaea's spiritual prequel. It has nothing to do in terms of plot with Disgaea, but it is the sort of laid the groundwork for the mechanics of the Disgaea series. This is Prié from an alternative ending of La Pucelle Tactics, where she decided to become a demon, and now she is a powerful overlord. As Etna talks her up here, she is looking for battles, and she has never lost. But that's about to change for her. So yeah, Laharl is all set to take her down. Now, one thing to note about this battle is that the invasion within from the battle against Medeiros returns. It makes return appearances for a couple of bonus boss fights in this game. And as you can see, Prié is level 2,000 with some pretty studly equipment too. Pretty excellent stats across the board. That 44,000 attack power is not joking around, and she has a little over 450k HP to chew through, so she is not joking around. That item at the bottom of her list, the Arcadia, is one of the best accessories in the game you can equip. It is a level 40 emblem item, so it boosts all your stats by a ton, 750 to all your stats, and 1500 to HP. And it is guaranteed legendary, so you can level it up a ton and get a very, very potent piece of equipment out of it. Prié also has 2 assistants with her, though they are far less threatening, not even close to her in stats, have pretty good HP, but we should be able to take these guys out no problem. What we're going to do to start is let's just see. We want to park Laharl right here to bait out Prié's help to start with. And we want to take out those guys so that we aren't getting damage spread around our entire party here. It's a little unfortunate that Prié took point there, but that's not going to be a huge deal. What we want to do, let me see here. All right, so okay, yes. So what we want to do is we want to send 1 thief forward, just chuck Prié away as far as possible, make sure she doesn't have a chance to hurt us. Then we're going to deploy another thief and just throw the succubus over here, and we're just going to start wailing on them with our best attacks. We're going to use Dimension Slash. We're going to have Karine come out and use Gigastar on them. Actually, no, let's go with Omega Star for a little bit more damage. Gigastar has not leveled up enough to trump Omega Star in damage yet, so that's not going to happen. We'll have Levi throw out an Inferno, and just in case that's not enough to take him out, we'll have, I think this is enough? No, one more space back. We'll have Marina come out and nail them with Wind Cutter, and this should take out the additions for Prié and make her pretty vulnerable at this point. So, Dimension Slash to start. Good stuff there. Omega Star is definitely going to do some big damage. I love the animation for Omega Star. It looks so cool. It's also a relatively quick animation. That I've mentioned this in passing, but that is something I really disliked about the Disgaea games after this, where the animations get just so long and overblown, and they honestly aren't any more impressive than some of these. So I'm not a fan of how they kind of did that in future games. Actually surprised that the succubus took so little damage there. Probably just an unfortunate reality that she got the res bug, so she didn't take as much damage. I really should have checked that more carefully before I launched the assault, but that's not a huge deal. Maybe I should have had Laharl and, Levi and Marina attack separately. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Levi just Bullet Storm, no, not Bullet Storm, Inferno this succubus to death. That should be enough damage. Well, actually, no, let's make absolutely sure this thing is dead before we progress the turn. And okay, it looks like she will be. And I just want to confirm something on Prié before we launch the assault. We just want to take a look at her res stat. Okay, that's in proportion with the rest of her stats. If it was like double, or if it was close to her attack stat, that means she has the res bug. That means Karin would be one of the weaker choices to attack her. So what we're going to do here, to start out on this turn, let me see, we're going to get the Skull Squad out, and we're going to cast Magic Boost on Karin to pump up her magic stat as much as possible. So get all these guys out here, and just cast that on her. And let's, before we cast that, let's just take a look at, let's see, okay, fire is what we want to hit Prié with. Like most enemies in this game, Prié's elemental resistance completely randomized. So, we just have to check that before we begin our assault. Alright, let's see here. I just wanted to go over attacks real quick. Omega Heal, which is pretty potent, but she doesn't really use it. Also level 40, jeez. Dragon's Rage is basically a slightly stronger variant of her normal attack, but it has a high range. I believe she can hit like 5 spaces away with it from all directions around her. Requiem Aeternum is one of the weirdest skills in the game. It's basically a huge square that... it's really hard to explain, but it has it hits 16 different square panels, and it's like a huge square, and you can it has like free aim, like 4 panels in any direction from her. We'll get a chance to see it in action after a point for reasons, but let's just get into this. So I'm gonna have Laharl attack from the side here. We're gonna have Marina attack from the front, and then actually, you know what? Because she's weak to fire, I think Blazing Knuckle would be the more prudent thing to use here. Marina's going to be attacking from the front with Night Sever. We're going to have Kari nail her with Omega Fire. Look at her magic stat right now. Ooh, that is a spicy meatball. So let's hit her with that Omega Fire. Alright, check out the damage that we're going to be doing here. Blazing Knuckle, when there's a fire weakness, Blazing Knuckle, amazing damage, very good. Next turn, I'm going to have these skulls hit Karin with another magic boost, just to maintain the magic bonus that she's got. And then I'm going to have 2 other skulls use Braveheart on both Marina and Laharl to bring their damage up. Check that out. Once you break 6-figure damage, the number gets truncated with K, so we hit for 162,000 damage. Very good stuff. See the exact damage value you did. You want to check the bottom number that appears at the bottom of the screen, and we want to throw Prié away, and that should hopefully bait her into attacking the thief rather than attacking my other characters. She hits really hard, as you can see, so we want to minimize the damage as much as possible. So first order of business, we're going to cast Magic Boost on Karin to keep her magic bonus steady. We're going to Braveheart both Laharl and Marina to boost them up a little bit, increase their damage. Let's get those buffs in. Alright, I'm going to approach this a little differently this turn. We should be fine at this point. We should be able to kill her this turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Marina do a Night Sever from the side. Going to have Laharl do a Blazing Knuckle from the back. Since he's next in the combo, this will do even more damage, and hitting from the back increases the damage slightly, gives us better crit rate. And then finally, we're just going to have Kari dump the Omega Fire on Prie's head. That should take her out, no problem. Alright, so let's hit him. One thing to note about fights, there are various ways you can cheese the bonus bosses in this game. One strategy that I believe I went over in the main Let's Play, but it's been a while, I call it the anchor strategy, where you have a character pick up the boss, and just, that'll cost them their turn. You just have the character hold them, and when their turn ends, they'll just crush that character from the holding damage, but they'll skip their turn because of that. There's also a strategy I like to call reverse anchor, where you pick up your own character and let the person holding them just bait an attack. The enemies, they only do actions such as attacks based on what they can actually hit at the start of the turn, and if a character becomes vulnerable after the character holding them is killed, enemies do not queue up actions after that to actually attack them, so that is another strategy you can have to protect your damage dealer. I don't know when this was corrected, but future games in the series do make it so that if you have a character who is holding one of your other party members and they die, and there are enemies who haven't done attacks yet, they will attack the characters. The final strategy, and this is a cheese strategy you can use, because I don't think Prie ever really uses that Omega Heal spell. You might notice there are some platforms off to the side that are divorced from the main platform. One of the things you can do is you can throw Prie and her add-ons onto those platforms. Because they don't have, like, really great range or anything, you can hit them with stuff like Wind Cutter and Magic from a safe distance, and they just won't be able to do anything about it, because they can't get off of those platforms. So that's another strategy you can use to cheese this fight, but we beat it fair and square. And with no damage to our main allies, what do we get for clearing this chapter? Why, Prie joins our party. How nice of her. Now let's take a look at Prie, because she's going to be unbelievably helpful in some upcoming battles that we're going to be getting into. Like the fight before, she starts at level 2000. She does lose about half the HP she had in the boss battle, but as you can see, her other stats are basically identical to how she was as a boss fight, and look at those aptitudes. 120% in most things, 130% in others, and at level 2000, I actually did decipher the formula for this. Her equipment bonus from equipping stuff is 6 times what the advertised value is. And take a look at some of the items that I got while item worlding. 2 legendary Lucifer forces. So if we equip these, Prie gets a 6 times bonus, the displayed stats, giving a monumental bonus to all her stats. And if we item world these Lucifer forces, they will be even stronger than that. So like, say I just item world up this Lucifer Force and got its attack power up to 10,000 or whatever, she would be getting 60,000. And this is also a good illustration of the diminishing returns for leveling. She gets 6 times the bonus from equipping stuff compared to our level 500 characters. When you hit level 500, it's only a 3 times bonus to your accessory slots, or 3 times the bonus to your weapon slot if you're a monster character. So for 1,500 more levels, Prie has only picked up double the stat bonus from equipping things, so, you know, not exactly a huge bonus, and that's why 500 was kind of my cutoff. And I will tell you this, level 2000 is where the diminishing return stops, and from that point, it uses the same formula for every subsequent level up you get. So once you reach level 9,999, the bonus you get from equipping stuff is 12.99, or basically 13 times, which is actually slightly better than what you get from Weapon Mastery, which caps out at 255, and is a 12.75 bonus to your equipped items. But yeah, we are actually more or less ready for the next bonus game chapter. We just have to pass the bill to unlock it. The only thing I'm going to be doing is I am actually going to be building up Prie so that she can provide some assistance. I'm going to level up a Lucifer Force, probably the one that has the Gladiator on it, since that'll get slightly more attack power than the other one. Equip her with that, and I'll do some leveling for Arcadia. One thing to note about Arcadia, though, is that it's a bit risky to item world it because it is a rank 40 item. So let's just take a look at that. Go to that item world. Level 255 base for this. Enemies get very powerful very quickly in Arcadia, but as a legendary rank 40 item, that also means the item god of it is an item god too, who will also have an Arcadia for us to steal, presuming we have a thief that is able to steal it. So one of the best pieces of equipment in the game, and we can get as many as we want, provided we have a good thief and our patience permits us going through 100 randomized floors a whole bunch of times. But yeah, let's move Priya up and get her close to the cool kid squad. And I'll just be going through her stuff as best I can and as efficiently as I can. I'll start with the Lucifer Force, and then once that's leveled up, I'll de-equip that and start working on the Arcadia, get that strong. And since she gets the most out of it, I may as well just slap it back on her. Okay, get her up above Yunky Splink, and we are looking at a pretty good team here. Next time, we'll be unlocking the next bonus chapter and taking on the maps present therein. So let's just save our game here. And as always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. But until then, goodbye.